Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. Don't forget to hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or a comment. I said like and subscribe twice. That's okay. It's time for another installment of the Dr. Spell Prognosis, and today we are talking about the spell Branding Smite. I'm giving this one a C+. It's okay, so it's like kind of in the middle of the pack. I do like the Smite type of spells. This one is very niche, and that's the big reason why I'm giving it a C+. So it is usable by Paladins, the Hexblade, Warlock, and the Battlesmith Artificer. So it is usable by more than just Paladins, which is good. That's really good. It's a second level spell, costs a bonus action, just a verbal component. It lasts for a minute, which is got a caveat to it, like all the kind of rangery paladin type of weapon type spells. And it is concentration. So you cast it as a bonus action, and then the next time you hit with a weapon attack, that's to be a weapon attack, before the spell ends, you do some extra damage, which is radiant damage, which is good. There are some undead, not all undead, but some undead that are vulnerable to radiant damage. The target becomes visible if it is invisible. So there is that. It's not easy to hit an invisible creature. You do have disadvantage, but there is the second part of this, and the target sheds dim light in a 5-foot radius and cannot become invisible until the spell ends. So this has a back end to it that rides on the front end. And what I mean by that is the front end of this spell is it lasts until you hit. So you have to. So the spell doesn't go away if you miss. It goes away if you hit. However, once you hit, then they cannot turn invisible for a minute or how many ever rounds are left. So if you were to cast a spell, try and strike a creature and miss, and you only had one attack, well, there's a round off of that. If you hit them the next round, then they would not be able to become visible for 9 rounds instead of 10. So there is that. And if you are dealing with a creature that's invisible, this is good to have, or a creature that can turn invisibility and you get to jump on them and you're able to get this off before they can turn invisible. There is that. Now the other part of this is it does 2d6 radiant damage to the target, which is okay. You can smite on top, do the regular smite on top of this by burning spell slots, and you can increase that damage if you cast this spell as a higher level spell. But the paladins don't generally get higher level slots too much. They can, but not too much higher. So, I mean, at the most, maybe you can do like 4d6 extra damage. And, hopefully you would be getting some kind of advantage. I would like this spell more if you hit the target, it sheds dim light, can't become invisible, and you have advantage against it for the rest of the duration of the spell. That would be fantastic. I think that would be a good rider on this, but that's not in here. It just stops them, does a little bit of extra damage, and stops them from turning invisible. Again, it's a niche spell. The second part of this has no meaning whatsoever at all if you're going up against opponents that cannot turn invisible. And hopefully it's not the only way you have to deal with invisible creatures. Fairy Fire being the main one, or See Invisibility being another one. This should be a last resort, and hopefully your party isn't scrambling to go after something that's invisible and having to rely on this spell. Your party should talk about mitigation for invisible creatures and mitigation for flying creatures. That's another one before. So, all right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.